It's we're often in the papers for the wrong reasons, so I think, and that can have a very detrimental effect on the club. So it's very important that you look at a lot of areas, and from our point of view, it was not just what they could do on the football field, but what they could do off it as well.
You lose Hassan this year, but you've signed Steve Turner from the Melbourne Storm. What did you like about him?
Mate, he's been outstanding for the Storm for a long period of time. Our Peter Mulholland, our recruitment manager, was from Penrith and knows Steve quite well. So we knew a lot about him as a person as well, and we're really happy to have him on board.
I know, Andrew, you'd love to be sitting here tonight, probably in the first segment of the show, talking about playing on Sunday. But I don't know, maybe years down the track, you'll look back at last Friday night and rate that as, in some ways, a career highlight. A club match, a finals match, drawing that sort of crowd. It was the most amazing atmosphere.
Absolutely, mate. When we went out to warm up, it was electric in the crowd. Our fans went up first, and then when the Eels came out, it was just so much noise, and then to run out on the field, it was a huge moment for both clubs, and unfortunately didn't get the result, but it was a great night of footy.
Has enough been made of the fact that you lost Luke Patton in the first minute, and what effect that had in set plays and his returns? And the reshuffle that had to take place?
Luke Patton's been, I think, our best player over the last, however long he's been at the club, 9 years or something like that, and hasn't played outstanding for us as well, but just our general play stuff and our set pieces and things like that, I think we sort of lost Luke a little bit in that way.
Well, boys, you've lost Hassan on the field, but off the field, I know he's still involved in the club. Just how are you going to use him next year, Todd?
Oh, he'll be involved with us as a club, but also the game, which I think is really important. Hassan is a wonderful role model, and when we farewelled him against the Warriors on that Sunday afternoon and got 40,000 plus, a wonderful day and exactly what we needed to do for the Bulldogs and for Hassan.
Take us through your gains there, Kevin. What attracted you with players like Blake Green, Dean Hallertau, who's in the veteran class, but you've still got him over from the Tigers?
Yeah, he's only 27, I think, Dean, so he's been around a long time. But when we sat down with Dean, I suppose he was looking for a bit of a new challenge for himself and a bit of a change of direction. So he's the sort of player that brings, I suppose, a lot of flexibility with what he can do on the field, but he's also looking to cement himself as a starting player. So
Blake Green?
We think it'd be great. Blake's the sort of guy who gives us, once again, pretty good depth in some key areas with your 6, 7 and 9. And he plays all those very effectively. So, with Brett nearing the end of his career, it was important that we had someone who could play a role at 6 and 7 and do that with a fair bit of experience.
Any ideas at this stage who'll be your number one kicker next year? Because you've got Mick Ennis, you've got Brett Kimmorley, Steve Turner's an accomplished goal kicker as well.
Yeah, Noddy won't be the kicker. He doesn't want it. But Mick Ennis is a very good kicker. Bryson Goodwin has been doing a fair bit of work with Darryl Halligan as well, and Darryl reckons he's a very good kicker too.
So I know it's just a little thing, but next year I believe it will be official that it's not just the Bulldogs anymore, but we go back to Canterbury. And I know as a supporter of rugby league for a long, long time, I'm delighted with that, and I think most people are. A little thing, but an important thing.
Yeah, it is important. I think it's important to understand to where you've been before you know where you're going, and Canterbury Bankstown's a big part of that. Our logo changes next year to incorporate the full Bulldog, and the year we're established in 1935. We'll celebrate our 75th year next year, and it's going to be a massive year for the club.
Now, Todd, just some of the other achievements. The reason why you're here tonight is the Footy Show Club of the Year. The Bulldogs, if people weren't aware, won the under-16s title, won the under-18s. You've got the Bankstown City Bulls playing in the New South Wales Cup, which you'll see on Channel 9 on Sunday. But football club memberships was the highest this year that the Bulldogs have ever achieved, and the drive is to have that number even increase more next year.
Yeah, it is. We're touching on 7,000, and it's not just Bulldog supporters. I think we need to send this message to. It's everyone across the game that it's not about being a supporter, it's about being a member. Get emotionally involved with your club, part with a little bit of money. They're very affordable packages across the game, and if we can do that, the game will continue to thrive in the years to come.
Well, the NRL have made it very easy too. South Sydney to be congratulated too, the drive they've had for non-ticketed members as well as ticketed members. They've done outstanding, and that's something Russell Crowe spoke to us about in the very first show of the year. It has to be members driven, and the NRL just simple as this now. You can SMS your name and your club to 0429 sign up, which is 0429 744 687, or you can get onto the website nrl.com/membership, and you can register for 2010, and then the clubs will get in touch with you in due course. So sign up with your club.
Bob, can't let you go before going back to your previous club back in 2001. You came off the bench in that grand final against Newcastle. Do you have memories of that? And I know you're still very good mates with a lot of the Parramatta Eels going around at the moment, so you'll be looking forward to Sunday for them as well.
Yeah, I don't think you'll ever forget that night out, mate. It was very disappointing. We had such a tremendous year, and then to lose that way was pretty disappointing. But yeah, I'd like to see some of those guys obviously get up. It was pretty heartbreaking for us those many years ago. So they get their opportunity this weekend, and I'm sure they'll be doing everything they can.
Kev, I knew your dad pretty well. He's Peter's a living legend of the game and a great man, and I know that he would be very, very proud of what you've achieved. Congratulations, personally,
Wonderful.
you know, on yourself, Kev. Well, you put a lot in the rugby league, Peter. I will say this, the only problem you've got, you're looking more like him every day as you get older.
It's a bit of a worry.
It's a fit. Now listen, boys, you not only won that magnificent trophy there, but courtesy of Channel 9, you've won promotional and advertising package worth $100,000 on Channel 9. I'm sure you make the most of that. 100,000 packages. They're flying, Channel 9. How good are they going? Once again, please thank the boys from Canterbury. Club of the Year.